Hello, this is me, Zarina. So our today's topic is how to become an advocate. So let's begin with introduction. So as we know, India has a monogamous judicial system which consists of more than 20 lakh lawyers. In India, when a freshly graduated law student aspires to be an advocate, he or she has to go through a tedious process with the Bar Council of India. The Bar Council of India is a widely recognized statutory agency that oversees the country legal system as established under the Advocates Act of 1961, with the goal of establishing professional standard of behavior as well as overseeing the operation of all the state bar council. BCI is a separate legal entity that reports to the Ministry of Law and Justice of the Indian government. Due to its being a corporate organization with a seal and everlasting succession over both movable and immovable assets, it can sue anybody who infringes on it or be sued for its act. So let's now see what is AIB. So the All India Bar Examination, which is known as AIB, is a national level assessment that determines advocates about to practice law, which function as a filtering technique to discover the prospect in an individual wishing to be an advocate and participate in the legal profession. The BCI offers a certificate stating that the advocate can practice in India only after passing the examination. As a result, the test is a requirement for any aspiring advocate to enter the legal profession. So now what is the prerequisite to be enrolled as an advocate? So the individual must be an Indian citizen if the following criteria are met. Any other national can be appointed as an advocate on a state-by-state basis. Must be an Indian national, must be qualified in accordance with the requirements, has been awarded license to practice law in a foreign nation, should be subjected to any and all appropriate limits that are imposed. The person must be at least 21 years old but not less than that. And a law degree from a university accredited by the BCI is required. If the individual is from another country, a law degree from a foreign university will suffice as long as the degree is accepted in the India by the BCI under the Act. Any further restriction or parameters imposed by the state government must be met by the individual. So what is the process of enrollment of advocates? So let's see. So according to the Act, the committee is established to oversee the enrollment process and is given the authority to conduct a thorough examination of the candidate application. As per Section 24, Clause 1F of the Act, an enrollment fees of ₹600 must be paid to the appropriate SBC and ₹150 must be deposited with the BCI. So the payment of these payments to the various council will be made using separate demand draft. Despite the fact the separate states have the ability to define their own laws, the majority of a state need to candidate to meet specific standards, which includes process of involvement. So an application must be submitted along with a demonstration of a law degree received from a university that meets the council requirements. Mark sheet of degree must also be submitted. Judicial stamp paper, payment of fees. The candidate application will be scrutinized by the Council Enrollment Committee. Candidates who meet the criteria are selected as SBC's advocate in their respective roles. SBC issues a certificate of enrollment to qualifying candidate who wish to be enrolled as an advocate. So, the examination of becoming for advocate. So, the All India Bar Examination is one of the most important steps in the process of becoming a lawyer. It is a stage for advancement in the position of an advocate registered with any SBC. The national level uniform format of examination is held in 11 languages in 40 places across India. The exam determines whether or not a person is qualified to practice law in any or the other country, lower or a high court. So what is the eligibility criteria for AIB? So the following criteria must be met in order to be considered for the examination. The very first is the candidate for the examination must be an Indian citizen. To be qualified to take the exam, one must have an LLB degree of the 3 years or 5 years. Candidate must be a member of one of the SBCs. The candidate must have a valid advocate identity card. The candidate cannot sit for the assessment exam in the same year as he or she completes an LLB degree. So these all are the process of becoming an advocate.